What's happening? It's getting so close and constantly darker. There are flashes of lightning, but no thunder. Now there is a whistling up above, piercing like locomotives, afraid to enter a tunnel. And now hailstones are plummeting down, large hailstones and small hailstones. They are not round, but pointed with edges, like badly hewn sugar. But it's not sugar, it tastes cool and appetizing, and now there is a roar from the clouds above. The clouds flash past like lightning, a storm whirls across the land, the trees snap, the roof tiles fly along, away with the flower pots, people's hats and the fluttering crows, far off into the open country. And it is hailing and raining. The rain tastes as cool and appetizing as the hailstones. There is something strange about this hail and rain. Professors drive up to the town hall for their finest coaches and hold lengthy discussions. All the professors have hailstones in their hands. Some even have bottles filled with new rainwater. The professors hold splendid discourses, and all the while it is raining and hailing outside, harder and harder. And the storm wails in the town hall, and the clever professors explain that it is not ordinary hail, nor is it ordinary rain, and they all take a taste of the hailstones and drink the rainwater, and they say that they contain a new substance. A comet must have exploded in the sky. It definitely must have been a comet. The new substance is comet salt. But it has such an odd effect. Whoever tastes the new salt feels a sort of softness which permeates every limb, and their thoughts become so simple. The comet salt is as seductive as alcohol, but the comet salt does not burn the back of the mouth or the belly below, nor does it inflame. It makes one satisfied. Soon the people with the salt in their stomachs can no longer collect their thoughts. For them it is as if everything was gone. And then they remain standing and go no further. Their limbs become stiff and hard as wood, and the upheld arm will not fall again. The hand which has raised a hat in greeting remains holding the hat in the air. Gradually the storm abates and the weather improves again. Now, in the bright sunshine, one can at last see the extent of the whole matter. On the parade ground are 10 wet soldiers, standing bolt upright on one leg, and the raised legs will not go back down again. A baker's wife gives one of the soldiers a shove sideways, and all 10 of them fall like wooden soldiers from a toy box. The air is quiet once more, and the people lick the comet salt which covers the ground in piles. The animals lick the comet salt as well, and one by one all the people and animals in the streets and in their homes remain standing, sitting or lying in strange positions. The dogs' mouths remain open, the birds turn somersaults in the air and fall with stiff wings onto the heaps of salt and move on no more. A funeral procession stands in front of a church and can go no further. The trees similarly become stiff, the weeping willows and the weeping birches freeze in the position they've been blown into by the wind. Branches blown wide apart, as if the great storm were still raging, and the air is so still, and the people and the animals also still, as if they no longer know what to say. A policeman sits motionless on a bench beside a tramp. They look at one another, ceaselessly. A regiment of decorated night watchmen stand in front of the town hall, continually ready for inspection. Children are no more to be heard in the school, they are all so quiet, and in the town hall the professors are sitting around like wax dummies. Touch the salt, drags himself wearily home, drinks a glass of water in an easy chair by his writing desk and sees his wife by the oven. She is motionless as a departed spirit. The mayor throws his hands to his face and gives a sudden cry of anguish. Franziska is the new era, but he can no longer close his mouth. The salt has got to him too. It was the drink in the glass. The terrible comet salt is everywhere. The king sits on his throne in his residence and clasps his sceptre, but he no longer rules, for all his subjects are stiff as himself. However, none of the paralyzed loses consciousness. Their brains just function a little slower. Their eyes retain their sight. Their ears hear, but there is not much to be heard. A whole load of salt pillars on every corner and along the middle of the road, living pillars of salt. They sit as if permanently lost in thought, stand as if they had forgotten something, lie as if in the act of composing a fine poem. Not one of them moves a finger. The whole surface of the earth has become completely rigid. And after 7 days, the heavens turn dark once again, and a storm comes once again, and the storm whirls the animals and the people together like withered leaves. Chimney sweeps fall from the roofs, workers and soldiers, women and children roll around the alleys like barrels, their limbs snapping off without bleeding. Still again, and gradually everything changes. The houses slowly collapse. The branches of the trees fall off like icicles. Pillars burst. Monuments and towers fall apart with a crash. And then a dark dust trickles down onto the earth. The dust covers everything, even the waters and the seas. Another comet must have exploded. The dust-covered globe continues to turn.